Title: I took care of my grandpa alone. While my family laughed at me for wasting my 20s, when he died, he left everything to me. Now they're suing and calling me greedy. Throwaway account because my main has my real name in it, and my cousins stalk everything I do online. I'm a 29-year-old woman, and for most of the last decade, I've been the primary caregiver for my grandfather. He passed away 5 months ago, and now my family is trying to sue me for stealing the inheritance. So, here goes the full story, because I honestly need to get this off my chest. Background: my grandpa, Pop, was everything to me. He practically raised me from the time I was 10, after my dad, his son, walked out and my mom spiraled into depression. While my mom checked out emotionally, Pop stepped in. He was retired by then, living on his small farm, and he let me move in when I was 13. He taught me how to cook, drive a stick shift, fix a leaky faucet, everything. He was my rock. Fast forward to when I was 20. I had just finished 2 years of community college and was planning to transfer to a state university when Pop had a stroke. Not a mild one either. He lost function on one side of his body, couldn't speak clearly, and needed round-the-clock care. My aunts and uncles? Nowhere. They swooped in for a week, made a show of helping, then bailed. One aunt literally said, "He's better off in a nursing home." We all have lives to live. I remember sitting at his bedside, watching him struggle to form words, tears running down his face. And I made a decision right then. I'd take care of him. I deferred school, moved into his house full-time, and became his unofficial nurse. I learned how to manage medications, physical therapy, exercises, feed him when he couldn't feed himself. I got a part-time job at a local library just to cover my own expenses. The rest of my life was Pop. The family's reaction. To say they disapproved is an understatement. My mom called me weekly to scream about how I was throwing my future away for an old man who was going to die anyway. My uncle told me to stop pretending to be a martyr. My cousins would post snide things on Facebook about how some people love playing the victim and acting like saints. Meanwhile, these same people couldn't even be bothered to call Pop on his birthday. The only people who helped in any way were 2 neighbors and an old friend of Pop's who brought groceries or sat with him so I could shower or nap. Everyone else? Ghosts. His final years. Despite everything, there were good moments. Pop recovered some mobility, enough to shuffle around with a walker. His speech came back slowly. We'd sit on the porch every evening, watching the sun set over the hills, drinking tea. He told me stories about his youth, about my dad, about things I never knew. He made me promise I wouldn't put him in a home. I never broke that promise. We even celebrated his 90th birthday in the backyard. Just me, him, and a carrot cake I baked from scratch. 3 months after that, he had another stroke. This one was worse. He was bedridden, barely conscious most days. I stayed with him the whole time, held his hand, played his favorite jazz records, whispered that I loved him, over and over. He died peacefully in his sleep. I was holding his hand. The will here's where the drama truly begins. The will was updated 3 years before he passed, with a lawyer present. Witnesses, everything airtight. Pop left me everything. The house, the land, about 20 acres. His savings, which weren't massive but still a solid 6 figures, and his truck. The will also included a letter, handwritten by Pop, which the lawyer read aloud to the family. It basically said, "OP gave up everything to care for me when no one else would. This is her home, and she deserves every bit of it." To the rest of you, if you're shocked or angry, maybe ask yourselves why. The room was dead silent, for like 5 seconds. Then all hell broke loose. My uncle exploded, called me a snake. My cousin said I manipulated an old man with brain damage. My mom accused me of stealing her inheritance. They demanded the lawyer overturn the will. He calmly explained that's not how wills work. So, they sued me. The lawsuit. Their claim is that I coerced a vulnerable old man into changing his will, that I isolated him from his family, and took advantage of his declining health. Their lawyer actually said I had ulterior motives for moving in and giving up college. Meanwhile, I have 10 years of medical bills in my name, receipts, photos, text logs, showing I begged them for help, videos of Pop talking about how much he loved me and wanted me to have the house. The case is ongoing, but my lawyer says we're in a strong position. The public shaming. Since the lawsuit started, my family has gone full scorched earth. I've been blasted on social media, accused of being greedy, of robbing a grieving family. One cousin made a TikTok calling me a gold digger with a Florence Nightingale complex. People I haven't heard from in years are suddenly sending me hate DMS. I've had to make everything private. But I've also had strangers, neighbors, even the hospice nurse, message me saying they're willing to testify on my behalf, that they saw how much I loved Pop, how I never treated him like a burden. Where I'm at, now I still live in Pop's house. I planted daffodils by the front gate, his favorite flower. I cry at night sometimes because I miss him so much I feel hollow. He was more of a parent to me than anyone else ever was. And I'm angry. Furious, really. Not because they want money. That's almost predictable. But because they abandoned him. They left me to do everything. And now they're pretending they cared. Like I stole something from them. Number they gave it up the day they walked away. I'm not sure how this will all end, legally speaking. But even if I lost everything tomorrow, I wouldn't regret a second I spent with him. I gave him comfort, dignity, love. They gave him silence. Thanks for reading. I needed to get that out. If you've ever been in a situation like this, I'd love to hear how you handled it.